is going to have to be the quote-unquote religion of tomorrow. If it isn't, you're fucked. Totally and absolutely. Yep. We are here once again. It's the Cult of Dangerous Gentlemen, and this is a very special broadcast. We didn't even wait till Sunday for this one. We came in early in the middle of the week just to let people know why it could be a deadly folly to be out in these streets trying to give to the poor and help people and feed people. This may not be the way. I've been talking about this for a long time. I'm always thinking, like, what is it that happens in the mind of a multimillionaire or a billionaire? When do they look at the paperwork and say, you know what, I can't help homelessness, I can't fix it, so I'm just going to keep my money and hop on this yacht and drink expensive champagne? And is that it? Do they just not care anymore? Did they ever care? Some people who were born, in poverty, grow up, get some comedy under their belt, start telling some expensive jokes. Next thing you know, they don't care about children's breakfast programs anymore. They don't care about keeping the lights on at the park anymore. And I've always just wondered, what is the transition that takes place? Why is it that when people get their hands on this money, for some reason they don't give a shit about helping the poor? And I think I might have found some video evidence. Of course, we got the other brothers here with us. I didn't want to come in too hot, but I feel like this is something that needs to be immediately addressed. I may have found the code to why it could be a deadly folly to help the poor. So we're just going to get right into it and see what people think about this. This is a TikTok video by a guy named Josh. I've looked at a couple other things on his channel, and he does this for, in his leisure. I don't know if he does it for a living. I don't know if he's making any money off of it, but he goes out and tries to help the less fortunate. And this just happens to be how one of these encounters with the less fortunate goes. So let's let it rock.
You guys look cold out here. You want some food or something to drink? You do?
Thank you, bro.
I got you some coffee and I got some food in here for you.
Okay, thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Shorty.
Shorty?
Yes, sir.
You started off pretty benign. Nice to meet you.
Not too bad.
You got a penny? Oh, you got a penny?
Stop.
I don't, but I got...
You got 1 cent?
It's getting
a little aggressive, just a little bit. It's getting a little aggressive.
Figure out, man, what a penny could do.
I'm trying to get a hotel. I need a hotel.
No, let me just... what this is...
Did you hear the audio?
Oh,
Can I get 1 cent?
One penny.
I'm trying to get a hotel.
No,
What?
I think that's one of those things that's like when you walk in a shaky, neighborhood and somebody goes, "Hey, brother, you know what time it is?" They trying to get you to look down at your watch so they can punch you in the face or something like that. "Hey, brother, you got a cigarette?" It's like these setup questions. I don't think she really wanted to play it. Yeah, you got a light?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not a sincere request.
Not at all.
There's an ulterior motive there. There's not. Can you scrounge through your pockets and
For a
perhaps
penny?
give me a penny?
A penny? A pence?
Yeah, that'd be shit. Yeah, 1 pence, ma'am. This
Towards-
shit's about to go left, man.
Towards my hotel purchase for the evening. I'm going to a fancy hotel for the evening on the dime of strangers. Can we begin with one of your pennies, sir? I noticed you were handing out coffee in the middle of the hood like a fucking dummy. Can I please have a penny? And you notice the first dude was like, "Cracker, I do not want your poison coffee." I think he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
he's in a wheelchair just shaking his head like, "Nope, that's how I got crippled in the first place. I
That's
don't
a
fuck
Hebrew
around."
Israelite. That's a Hebrew Israelite. He knew better. I would take nothing from the white man.
I'm not taking your chemical-ridden GMO coffee,
You
no.
already got me. I'm on the wheelchair.
Yeah, you already got me.
You got me. Got
I need
me.
a hotel.
Leave that man alone, man. Get out of his face.
That's a coon right there. He said, "Leave that man alone. Get out of his face." So,
Right. Stop trying to take advantage
Right.
of that gentle, soft-bodied white man.
Clearly
Don't
a
do
coon. Clearly a coon.
Right.
He's an Uncle Tom coon. So one of those
it.
things.
A person with ethics, however you want to frame it. A
Right,
coon,
that's
person with
synonymous,
ethics,
same
whatever.
thing.
Another thing I want to deep dive into, like, why is it safer for a single white person to go inside the most dangerous, blackest black places, but black people just get murdered by each other?
Because they think he's a bait car. There's some cops waiting in a paddy wagon somewhere, and as soon as we punch him, they're going to jump out and lock us all up. It's like leaving a gold watch in the ground in the middle of a hood. They're like, nah, somebody's watching. This some candid camera shit. Ain't no way that there's
Because we
somebody
gotta
just
get
left this
checked
shit.
and looked up and down. I'm like, brother, what you giving me coffee for?
Yeah,
Shit.
a white man in the hood is a bait
White
card.
man comes in there, it's like, what's up? What you want to know?
But
Here's some
also,
guns.
The likelihood that they're gonna get caught for murdering you is way less than the likelihood if they're gonna get caught for murdering me.
That's true.
They know how to do that equation.
That's true.
Get the on. He feeding motherfuckers and shit. You steady hollering and cursing at him.
I know how to
What's wrong? All right, well, he ain't fucking with you.
He should hire that guy to be his assistant.
Can you be all? What was it, Lois and Clark? They had like the Native American guide. Like, help us through this madness. Can you help us with a translator or something? Like, he should be like his Lois and Clark guy.
But look how when the white guy tried to give him a hug, he was like, "Hey, go, don't get too close."
Now, hold on, wait a minute. If you touch me, I won't be accepted by the rest of them.
Can I have a hug, man? I can get you some food.
What are you standing here for?
I'm going to get her some food.
They're gonna kill you, bro.
I don't have cash. What's that? Yeah, thank you.
Excuse me, man.
Move.
You know,
You see a king coming through, move to the side.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Don't do that.
He said move. I don't trust white folk.
Don't do that, though. He ain't doing that.
Is that Keith Murray over there?
That's the brother. That's the brother right there. That's what I was looking for right there. And as he says that, the snow bunny.
Don't do that, though. He
Nah,
ain't
I'm
doing
pretty
that.
sure. I'm pretty sure she's Puerto Rican from the way she's wearing her hair.
I ain't no bully.
You got some food?
I'm trying. Yeah, I brought some food to some people over here, and I'm getting her something to drink. And
Hey, y'all, don't disrespect him like that. I'll pay. I'll pay for it.
we dirty and ain't no sorrow in folk nuts.
Change your wicked ways.
He's change your wicked ways. Is that not like
What
a?
is happening?
Is that not like a quote?
He tried to do the right thing, but he met the homeless group that clearly has mental issues.
Dude, just his
He
tone.
clearly met the ones that had mental
His
issues.
tone, just everything about his inflection, his tone, he's just screaming, rob me and rape me. Please rape me and take all of my personal belongings.
It's to the point,
There's
like,
not
normal
a
people are
hint.
walking up to him talking about, we'll take care of it. Go run.
Yeah, he might as well have been wearing a T-shirt that says "Burgle my prison pocket."
Why are you standing here?
I'm just trying to feed some people. And I get that he's sincere, but like, if you're not, you got to poke your chest out just a little bit.
No,
Just
no.
a little bit. They're going to eat you alive. What are you doing?
So is why they're gonna kill you, B.
It's like, you got to go, bro. Like,
You making us look bad.
Fuck.
You gonna
No,
make
what
us
is
look
it? What
bad.
is it like the animal that, like, if you touch like a baby bird, like if you touch the baby bird, the mother bird won't want it anymore.
Right.
Right, so shit like that. He was like, whoa, don't hug me. I'm trying to save your life.
Nah,
Don't
seriously.
fuck up my situation.
Yeah, that
Like,
was
no
the
one-
nicest guy he ran into, and he still backed away from him when he tried to touch him. Don't fucking touch me, white man.
There's a clear line between us and you, Kate Beast. Like, just, I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to be an ethical coon, but please don't touch me.
Gosh.
yeah, I want to make a difference.
Yeah.
I can get you that.
God bless you. What's your name?
My name is Josh.
Is that the same chick that was
Yes,
Penny?
yes.
Yeah.
Mental issues.
Yeah, she followed him in.
That lady right there.
Bro, look how she slammed the chips on him. Look how she
Yeah.
And these.
At any moment,
And these.
slap him in the face.
Look.
There you go. Look at her. Look at her.
Thank you. Now go pay for it,
He's
bitch.
buying that for me.
Where's this white guy? Oh, he works there, so he all
He
right.
works there.
Y'all like scaring my son, real talk.
Look at that. You look at that. Look at her. That's the
matriarch.
savior right there. That's the
Matriarch.
savior.
It's always the
Not white
matriarch.
man.
Because
Not the white man.
because the men are so misled and misguided and out of their depth when it comes to compassion and anything like that. They're like, we're wild hyenas in here. If don't nobody say nothing, this is gonna escalate to the point where this white man's gonna leave this store bleeding and half naked. And we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna we're gonna throw his shoes up on the telephone wire. Oh, we gonna celebrate. That's how this shit's gonna end if it wasn't for her.
Hey, Hey, he told you to leave.
So y'all gonna kick a homeless motherfucker out?
You gotta go.
Outside.
I'm baby.
Outside.
Hey,
Look, oh, he came in. He was gonna set it. That's the guy that was gonna throw the first punch right there.
come on. Oh man, I ain't doing shit. Come on. I'm buying some. You mean you got it on me now? I ain't doing shit. Come on.
Okay, can we pause for a second? Okay, so
Gosh.
I don't understand what's happening now. What is this confrontation that's beginning to
So they have to
percolate in
leave
the
because
front?
they're making too much noise. So
Yeah.
Who is? The whole place is jumping. Who's making too much noise? Who's been singled out for a noise
the ones
violation?
that they're trying to help.
It's all chaos. The
It's
homeless
madness.
face, the penny searcher. What is happening?
Penny searcher, penny hotel.
I'm trying to get a hotel.
It's just all. It's just chaos.
I'm so sorry.
All this chaos by the colonizers
Yeah, chaos by the
coming
country.
in, not knowing which tribe is what, not seeing.
Look at him. He putting stuff back. Anybody else would have anybody else would have just put it by the chips and just left.
Just leave. Just leave.
Put everything on the floor, buddy. Just go.
I'm paying my motherfucker.
How you doing?
He tried. He tried. He tried his best. I'll give him that much.
No, he picked the wrong bunch. He picked all the ones that had the mental issues. That's the mental issue corner right there.
Well, yeah, I mean, he just randomly chose a place to go try to give people
Yeah.
nice things.
You gotta feel it out first.
And it just happened to be. Well, I don't see. That's the thing, though. What are the what are the odds, right? You go to 30 places that's in that condition. How many of those places are going to be like, "Oh, thank you, Mr. White Man. Now let me escort you out here safely." Most times, it's probably going to go exactly like we just saw. I would think. I mean, am I being racist or something like that?
I try to pick the homeless guys with the cell phones. They seem like ones that got themselves together out there.
You're being only slightly dinosaur racist bigotry racisms. That's slightly. It's not a whole lot. I would even begin to argue that this dude's a little racist. This is the soft bigotry. Because you could have. There's all kinds of poor people that you could have captured trailer park antics. You would have got some antics. Could have been some antics, but there was a special kind of virtue. Now, I'd hate to speculate that Jesus may turn his back on some of these people, even though he said give to the poor. I think he would come down again to clarify. Hold on, wait a minute. If it's gonna be like this, keep your money. Keep your pennies for your own penny motel.
Those are the ones he'll cure. He's like, yeah, you're sick.
But he's probably a Christian or a religious person. He's probably been motivated to get the giving of alms. I'm gonna go help the poor. And in his mind, maybe black and poor is synonymous, which isn't really true. But maybe in his mind, he's like, there's something extra virtuous. First of all, the supreme virtuousness is to do good and don't tell nobody. That's the purest virtue.
Yes.
If you're not gonna take that road of pure virtue, because maybe you got a game plan, you want to inspire others, you want to promote the idea that compassion is currency, you want to make it a cool, popular, eventually a profitable thing to do. At some point, in order to get the ball rolling to change culture, videos like that, I wish those went more viral than others. But I do think that there was a strategic maneuver made when he made the decision to capture his almsgiving, but to specifically go to the poor, suffering black people. And it also lets me know that he knows nothing about hood culture, because all of these people have stipends to go get as many groceries as they like.
Oh, that's true.
They got no that's why there's shitty bodegas and shitty corner stores littering every hood in America, because they have the free cheese to go pay for overpriced items with no nutritional value. I'm going to go pay convenience store prices for food that gives me zero nutrition. You don't do that with your own money that you worked hard for. You do that when you're given a stipend to go into. So he doesn't even know all of these people that he's trying to get. That's why the first dude's like, nah, dude, I already drank. I'm 3 cups of coffee deep. What do you mean you're trying to give me coffee? And then the other dude is like, I'm not sure you're not the police. My name is Short. I'm not giving, because we might rob you later. You might be trying to
I can't give you my real name.
Nobody's giving you the real name. You're talking to Shorty, to Sean, Ray. You're not getting real names. You're getting aliases. So I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know this man's heart, but I suspect there was a little bit of soft bigotry in there. I'm gonna go help more people. I'm going to the hood.
His people reading skills were horrible.
He definitely
he's
robbed.
Right.
Either that or he's some kind of white masochist who was trying to get his ass beat for sexual gratification.
Maybe his dick was hard the whole time. Like, why has nobody bludgeoned me yet? And first of all, if you think these people that are so-called suffering need food, you saw the king that told you to get the fuck out of his way. He was pushing 500 pounds. He is good. There's nothing you're gonna provide. He's got plenty of food. It's not like he made it so well. Like, oh, I'm doing super good. I'm out of the hood. I'm doing that great. No. I'm not doing that great. I'm still in the hood. But look how much additional caloric surplus I can amass. It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah.
There's no starving, suffering. People are not suffering there for lack of food. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not happening. Not there. Those people. Well, the problem is for one, mentality, right? And I know how that sounds. That's one of those things that make people say you're a bootlicking capitalist and all that kind of shit. But this is not a problem you can throw money at. Maybe there was a time, a stage in these people's lives where money could have helped them. Maybe if their bills could have been paid more sufficiently and shit like that, they may not have devolved into the situation that they're in now. But where they are now, this is not a problem you fix with money. This is not a problem you fix with just housing. You could take these people and put them in an apartment. They might start rubbing shit on the walls.
They've also done that in Cali, and it didn't work out too well, I believe, or San Francisco or something like that.
It's metaphysics over fucked.
Basically.
You as the individual have to change. Nobody can supply you with your basic needs. Yes, that takes a basic level of stress off. But if you're not doing your own self-work on your character, on your values, on your principles, on your discipline, you're not going to be equipped to deal with the challenges of life. And sadly, I think some people, we just need to come to terms with the fact that some people will not be able to survive in any existence. I don't give a fuck. We can go in the middle of Walrus Island with an axe and chop wood. Some people are going to be able to make log cabins. Some people are never going to get it together. The same people that can't find a way to get a job, hold it down, save money, etc., are the same people who aren't going to be able to make that log cabin out of the resources available at Walrus Island. It's not going to happen. And sometimes it's because the mental capacity is not there. I'm pretty sure that woman was clinically insane. I'm absolutely sure of it.
You could see it right away.
She was not all there. It could be because she's addicted to drugs. It could be because she's genuinely schizophrenic. I don't know which came first. Right, the drugs are the schizophrenia, and a lot of times those feed off of each other. But the reality is we need to make a distinction between people who seriously can't and people that won't. And we should not help the people that won't, but we need to do more for the people that can't. That crazy bitch trying to get to the Penny Hotel, slamming hot Cheetos on that man's lap like, these, cracker, buy these. Right. She needs help. She probably needs 24-hour care at taxpayer expense. And instead of sending money to fucking Ukraine, we should do that. We should bring back crazy houses. When people cannot manage their own life and they're either going to be homeless or in and out of the criminal justice system, there needs to be an alternative when people aren't dangerous if they have the care that they need. That bitch needs 3 hots and a cot in an insane asylum and needs to be given her meds every morning and every evening.
And I wouldn't feel bad for my taxpayer money taking care of somebody like that.
Man, honestly, we got the money. We got the money, bro. If you can send money to Ukraine, you can take care of some of these problems. But again, it takes an entire infrastructure. It's not just money. So I'm
it's not easy to take care of like grown adults who have mental issues. It is not easy.
One thing I will say is I moved years and years ago. Before I was still living I was in Clearwater at the time. And They rebuilt the Martin Luther King apartments, right? So yeah, this is pretty relevant, especially with what time of year it is right now. They rebuilt the Martin Luther King apartments. They went in there, they remodeled them, they repainted the outside. They put this nice little roundabout in the middle of the neighborhood with plants and shit on it and all of that. And we hadn't really seen it before. We saw it after they rebuilt it. So we were like, oh, this is kind of cool. We'll freaking go live here. The apartment's not that expensive, all that good shit. And we went to live there. And then we started to hear from people I knew locally and shit like that, oh yeah, this was terrible a while ago. So they just kind of evicted a bunch of people, redid it, and then brought in some new people. But a lot of the people who came back were the same people who had lived there before. It's just like my aunt's name was on the lease, now my name on the lease, but it's the same people living there. And the culture of the neighborhood hadn't changed. The behaviors of the people who lived in that neighborhood hadn't changed. So just dumping a bunch of money into it and putting a new coat of paint on it didn't really do a whole lot. We left. I think we were there 2 years and then we ended up leaving. But by the time we left, it looked very close to what it looked like before they rebuilt everything, because the mindset of the people they didn't change. What I will say is while I lived there, the people, they treated us like we was undercover cops. Like they just knew these people don't fuck around. Like when they would be standing outside the apartment and shit, they would be cussing and smoking weed and talking shit. And we would walk up to come in our house. Everybody would get quiet and shit. Like old people coming, like, oh, don't cuss in front of them, but just the fact that they could see such a difference between who we were and how we carried ourselves, and they didn't try to include us in it. They treated us like outsiders, basically, which we were technically. According to the culture of that place, we were definitely outsiders, and they handled us accordingly. We didn't have no issues or nothing, but they knew we wasn't like everybody else, whatever that means. But it was the truth. Like, you could just see the difference.
But doesn't that give you some insight into the political game? When people are trying to grandstand and virtue signal and pretend, oh, no, they hate the Rogans, but we love the Rogans.
Right.
No, it's a money laundering scheme. Their cousin owns the company that oversees the housing development. Like, it's just funneling money. They know there's not going to be any fundamental change, but they get to do two things. They get to use taxpayer money to fund, but at outrageous prices. If you ever look at, like, if you ever go to the hospital and they charge you like $500 for some aspirin, that's how government expense reports read.
Right.
It's just ridiculous what they charge, and that's the game. I'm gonna find, my cousin, my uncle, somebody I know, somebody I fuck with, somebody that donated to me. They have a company that's going to facilitate this, and they're going to build and do the renovations, and they're going to take care of this. And so we all get to feel good because, look, we used all this money to make a certain special interest rich. And we've pitched that special interest's work as being something to revitalize or renew or to help black people, and it makes us all feel good. But we're not getting to the heart of the issue, so there's no fundamental change. So those people are still left in the same conditions they were in before anything happened, and all that really happens is there's some rich, politically connected white people who get to launder money and feel good about their contribution. That's made zero impact on the problem. And that's why you can go back and see the exact, go look at a newscast from 1968 or a talk show from 1967. They are talking about the exact same shit, framing it in the exact same way for the exact same set of problems. And nothing has fundamentally changed because it's like you hit the nail on the head. It's not something that you're going to be able to fix with government intervention. It's something, if you're not changing the hearts and minds and giving those people something greater to aim for, or a set of principles that's going to serve them. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if it's the Torah. I don't give the fuck if it's supreme alphabet and supreme mathematics. Something that focuses your mind and your intent and your principles and gives you a code and gives you the skills that you need to set goals and achieve them. If you don't have that, nothing else is going to help. Nothing else is going to help. And if you try to go in there and give out some whams and zuzus, you might get took. You might get taken off of here.
It's very likely that you might get taken off of here. There's actually, I'm going to try to find a video too. I just had playing some footage of Skid Row there, but there's a lady who gives out food to the homeless. I think it is in California, and she's got to deal with a lot of shit. And it's just crazy that the government has sort of washed their hands of it. But she's out there dealing with people every day, and they're like reaching in her car, grabbing shit. There's serious mental illness. There's all kinds of shit, and people are she's just out there doing it from the kindness of her heart. But she's got a camera running in the car, and she's really dealing. Again, it's the matriarch, so they kind of listen to her when she raises her voice. She's like, "Put that back, put it back," and they'll throw the honey bun down or some shit like that. But it's a lot of conflict.
Can we before you get her, can you put Crip Mac feeding the homeless?
Oh God.
These are all your little brothers that won't get jobs.
Yo,
this is what happens when all of those tents, they represent little brothers who were never forced out of their mother's house. They got to live in the basement forever.
Yeah. It's a big problem, man, and it's something that we look at billionaires and shit like that, and we're like, oh, you could just, but I don't think it's that simple. And
money doesn't fix it.
Money doesn't fix it, because I mean, look at the lottery curse. How many people they just get dunked on with $12 million, and what happens? Do these people become savvy investors? Do they fucking live for the rest of their life off that 12 million? No, a lot of them, a large percentage of them, end up either broke or dead within 5 years. Dude, what does that tell you?
We've all had those interpersonal relationships, either with family members or friends who aren't managing shit responsibly. And it always comes down to the same conversation. If you're intelligent, okay, how did you fuck up? How are you behind? What are you doing to change it? How much do you need? And when am I getting my money back?
And that particular person has to be an adult too to accept that type of talk.
Right, but there's always structure. There's always structure. And sometimes I would be shocked, and I don't know, maybe this is some innate, some Semitic shit, or just maybe I'm annoying. But sometimes I would see situations with people that weren't even my blood family, and I would be like, why aren't we intervening more? Like, in mutual friends, like, yo, so-and-so doesn't have his shit together. What the fuck are we doing about this? And a lot of people are just like, look, that's not my problem.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta mind your business. I'm like that too.
That's not my problem. Right, but me, I'm always like, look, if we say we love this person, if we say that's our brother and we care about him, and he's fucking up, why are we not meddling in his life to make sure he's getting on the right track? Like, we're either going to abandon him to his own fuckery, or we're going to be bailing him out indefinitely. At some point, this becomes our fault, our problem.
Yeah.
How long?
Enabling.
How long do you allow the problem?
Well, right, and but that's what I'm saying. This is the less personal version of that same dynamic, because these are strangers. But if we take the moral step to say, okay, they're not just strangers, they're our brothers and sisters in the human family, and they're fucking up right now. They're strung out on drugs. They're living in the street. They're shitting in buckets and tossing it on the homeowners. If we want to help them, right, we're not helping them by passing laws saying don't tear down their tents. You know, we're not helping them with the Joe Biden fucking crackhead care package. Like, hey, here's a pipe with a long stem, knock yourself out. Like, the government sent out crackhead care packages to make sure, like, you think that is gonna solve the problem? Like,
that
no.
Helps,
if you're not intervening in these people's lives and saying we have to stop doing drugs, you cannot live here along the street. This is the equivalent of your mother's basement on the world stage, and you need to grow up and take responsibility for your life and get the fuck out of here and get it.
Canada has done it to where they have facilities for people to take heroin, take this, take that. I forgot where it was. It's an old article.
Let me be unequivocally
it cleaned up the whole. It cleaned up the neighborhood. The neighborhood was safe
because all the drug addicts died.
It cleaned up. Well, it's not even that though. Not only were they helping them, right? They also had, like, if you want rehab.
Oh,
if you want to
okay.
Get a better, we'll get you a home. We'll get you a job. But it cleaned up the whole area.
Okay, let me be clear. Fuck Canada. First of all.
Yeah. Canada's the problem. Build that wall. Build that wall.
Canada ain't shit. It's got like a population of fucking 20 million people. The shit that works in Canada's little village population is not going to work on a large scale here. Second of all, I don't believe them. I don't believe shit. Canada said the vaccine is safe and effective. Canada said the truckers were fucking terrorists and froze their bank accounts. Fuck Canada. Canada is a totalitarian hellscape ran by the bastard child of Fidel Castro, and it is ran like a dictatorship. I don't believe shit out of Canada any more than I would believe it from Winnie the Pooh over there in China. I don't believe shit that they put out. I don't believe it, because I know we've tried that. Listen, go to fucking Oregon and Washington right now. They're letting the crackheads run amok. Those are some of the shittiest places, to the point where I think there's parts of Oregon now saying, fuck this, we want to join Idaho. We can't fuck with you. There's now a proposal now to basically abandon California, to get rid of San Francisco and LA and let the rest of California be their own state. They're like, look, you are so diametrically opposed to the common sense of the majority of people, and we're sick of, because you're the population centers, you motherfuckers trying all of this crazy shit that makes the quality of life unlivable, and we don't want to fund it. We don't want to fund your crackhead utopia. We don't want to do it. It's awful. It's awful for most people that are trying to do shit. People that, and again, I'll bring it back to the analogy of your house. You got a roommate. You got roommates. You're broke. You got a fucking $3,000 a month apartment in Jersey City that you gotta share with 6 people so you can all cover rent, because barely any of y'all are making it, right? You're not making a lot of money, so you're doing what you got to do to make ends meet, and you got little gigs here and there. Everybody pays their $400 or $500 a month, and you make rent or whatnot. But some of the people just don't give a fuck, and they always are short on rent, and you got to pay an extra $200-$300 a month to cover theirs so you don't lose the apartment. And when you're trying to go to sleep to get up for work in the next day, they're up all night smoking crack and listening to classical music. I don't know. They're doing whatever the fuck they're doing, but they're interfering. Productive people and unproductive people just do not have the same lifestyle.
Well, in their defense,
close proximity to each other.
In their defense, owning rental properties is an act of violence.
Okay, well then, I retract my analysis. It falls apart at every point. You're right.
If you actually own a property,
there's a landlord involved.
Yeah, if you're a landlord, you're committing a continual act of violence on anybody who has to pay rent to you. This is the mindset.
But you know what I'm saying? These are people that are just trying to do drugs and shit in buckets. They're not trying to do shit. And if you have those people sharing the space with people who are like, yo, I'm trying to run a business. Could you not have violent mouth sex in front of my coffee shop? It's terrifying potential customers. You're deterring away business, and I'm trying to feed my family, and I'm not getting a government stipend to do it. I'm waking up early as fuck. I'm crushing these coffee beans with my bare hands. I'm staying here all fucking night, and you're shitting all over the sidewalk, deterring customers from coming here and fucking up my ability to be profitable and successful. And we can't share space if that's how we're going to share the public space. What are you doing? I'm opening a coffee shop and bringing coffee to people that would like coffee, and in turn making a decent wage for the people I employ, and I'm able to feed my family. What are you doing? I'm violently mouth fucking anyone who will let me, and shitting in buckets.
I'm selling my body next to your store
while I smoke as much crack as I possibly can. Yeah. Like, these are not compatible lifestyles to share space.
horrible lifestyles to share space with.
But that's California right now. That's all them shitty West Coast states. Seattle, Washington, Oregon, all of them, they're all on that same bullshit. They're all on that same bullshit, and we don't need to speculate, regardless of the bullshit statistics Canada's putting out. We know the end game if you have those policies. Business owners flee, everyone who stays gets stuck with the bill, and I got news for you. Violent mouth fucking crackheads aren't putting in the lion's share of the tax yield. They just aren't. They aren't net taxpayers. So I don't know how you fund an enterprise like that.
Yeah, somebody just commented and said that Canada was trying to work with Child Protective Services to take truckers' kids away from them.
Yeah, fuck Canada. Can I say it again unequivocally, without any hesitation? Fuck Canada. Fuck them.
Build that wall. Build the North Wall immediately.
Build the North Wall. We don't need any more Alan Thicks or Jim Carreys. Fuck them.
Yeah, this is a little bit of Crip Mac, which is maybe what we need. Crip Mac trying to feed the homeless. Maybe we need to send some more aggressive people out there to feed the homeless. This dude is crazy as fuck.
Yeah. Out here giving back vibe to the community. It's the holiday time. A lot of people don't have things. You gotta remember, look.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna talk to him crazy.
No motherfucking body, yeah. I'm 5 minutes now. A lot of motherfuckers don't give back. Motherfuckers do their program trying to vibe all right. Give back vibe your community. Nobody's better than no motherfucking body.
Bullshit.
It's cold right now out here. Give back vibe your community. And I'm gonna give it 50 fair straight. Stay alert on hood.
Stay alert.
On hood. Any day, any time, cuz.
Yes, I don't know, man.
Any type of predicament.
Yeah, this is,
listen.
Hey, it's good to see you again.
Compared to that last video.
Look. I didn't see the Caucasian gentleman, but I almost can guarantee you he did not have face tattoos. And you notice there's no crazy bitches running up asking for pennies for Penny Motel. It's just not happening.
True. This is
He's
true.
the white gentleman needs to hire Crip Mac to ride shotgun with him on these homeless delivery systems.
That's what he messed up at. He went in there by himself. He should have brought Crip Mac with him. That would have solved all of his problems right there.
That's a blessing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Would you like to grab something? Yeah.
No. See, I came from the mission, from the jailhouse.
Oh, see, yeah, he got on a security hat. I don't know what's going on with that, but he looked like he having a lot better time than the other guy was.
It's a great gift. Very encouraging.
Look, everybody's grateful and shit and thankful.
Orderly.
Yeah. Look at this. Look how simple it is.
All you need is guns in your pocket.
Yeah. You bring a gang member with tattoos on his face, you get a different group of people.
Listen, so is that the takeaway for today? Don't try to feed the homeless unless you're willing to pistol whip somebody.
Yeah, see?
If you're not willing to pistol whip a homeless person, you should not be attempting to feed them.
There's a Crip Mac almost get into a fight right there. You'll see the result of
What? For real?
It's right there to the right, dog. Top.
Oh, at the top?
Second one.
Oh, Crip Mac almost get into a fight while feeding. Oh, the Western Wiggle.
Made me come feed the homeless.
He made him do it. I wasn't even interested in feeding the homeless, but Crip Mac made me do it, bro. Uh-oh, we getting some interference here. We must be moving a little bit too quick. We showing too many people stuff.
How you doing?
Oh, here it is. It's over here.
Everybody.
Look at him. Look at the tent city, bro.
Just sitting there. Oh my god.
Get a job.
It's horrible.
Where you from, homie? Yeah, you got to be willing to hurt people who don't who act funny while you're trying to feed them.
You have to.
Because if you ain't willing to smack them up, they can sense the softness in you. They gonna come for you, bro. Oh yeah, they talking shit.
Yes, ma'am. Here you go. Would you like a soda, sweetie pie?
Look, no, stop it. Stop it.
Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Who is this bitch? Who is this bitch with a fucking dental health maintenance organization? That bitch has a dental plan.
Yeah, I don't believe
you
it.
got perfect teeth. Bitch, you are not homeless. Where are you from feigning need? Who is this bitch?
Yeah, she's kind of snazzy. She looks like a hipster. This guy over here, he's chilling. He's got a nice pair of shades on.
And she's taking the pizza.
Yeah, they might just be slumming.
And you know the camera went down on their shoes. Too,
Yeah. Because
Sure,
he's suspecting it too. He's suspicious. She's like, this don't look quite right. She's a little bit dirty, but she looked like she could have put that on in the morning just to come down here. Oh, he's about to give him beer too. Oh, he's about to send him to the liquor store. That ain't right. This dude trying to get as much as he can. Look, he got 2 boxes of pizza. He just picked up 2 2-liter sodas. Bill Goldberg about to disappear.
And if you're just hearing the audio, it was a white gentleman. It was a white gentleman.
Look at this, dude.
Don't forget Sweetie Snow Bunny over there.
That bitch is. Why are you giving them?
Oh, she's twerking.
Here you go. Now.
Alright, she's on drugs.
Yeah, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Crip Mac having way too much fun out here with the homeless.
But whatever you could ascribe, because I know the knee-jerk reaction because of the way that all of these topics are discussed is you're looking for the group that you want to blame to be like, yep, I knew it. See? And I'm so glad there was a white man abusing the system in that video.
Yeah.
It
just shows universal. You. Yeah, absolutely.
Scumbaggery and piece of shittery is universal.
It has no color.
No color.
Scumbaggery has no color. Everybody, no matter what their human configuration is, they have the aptitude, they have the ability to be completely scummy. Can we back up
just a little bit?
Oh, my personal favorite.
Did that sign say body oil? There's a store that just sells nothing but body oil.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it. Body oil,
I'm out, bro. I'm done with these people.
What do you think that means?
Yo, nuke California, man. We're done. Fuck California.
There's some nice shit in California, man. I don't know if we should nuke it as a whole.
Listen, we'll get reacquainted after the cleansing.
Homeless dog owners, by the way.
Yeah,
they're the worst.
Let that dog go, bro.
But who's winning in that situation?
Look at this, bro. Like this shit. And I rode through here when I was in Cali for a week or so, and we went through here a couple times. Some of it is unavoidable, and some of it we went to see just because that's like, not to say a tourist attraction, but it's just like
it's a tourist attraction.
It is something that you should see as a human with the privilege and comfort.
You want to see poor people. You want to see tents. You want to see ravenous homelessness.
Yeah, yeah. I think people, as a human with comfort and privilege, this is something you should see, especially when you just left Rodeo Drive, home of the $1,200 belt.
You don't want to go to Jamaica. Look at
5 minutes later,
African man dance around with bushes. Just go, Skid Row.
Yeah,
you'll see the white ones.
Yeah,
the dark ones.
And the disparity is so close together. Like I said, you can be somewhere where you see $1,000 materials, $10,000 purses and $500, $600, $700, $800 shoes and belts, and you make a couple lefts and a couple rights, and you here. This is how you get a bucket of communal shit thrown on you after you just got finished shopping.
Pause that. Look at that building. How much you think a building like that costs?
Right, and you see what's happening is they're renovating it, like they're about to try to hustle it out to something. Look at it.
Scoot all these. Look at this white man. Yeah, look at him.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's chilling. He good.
Oh no, it's a dangerous one.
But look at this, the apartments and everything, like whatever they're gonna shuffle everybody out here sooner or later. They're gonna move them, and people are gonna complain. It's gentrification. It's like, look what's right across the street from it.
Yep.
This shit is madness, bro. Right this is Hollywood, bro. This is the same place where Hollywood is. This is where celebrities drive with the top down and, oh, isn't that you from that one movie? Yeah, that's me. Hop in, baby. That's this town.
That dude was not jogging. That dude was
he just committed a crime.
Right, because I was looking, I'm like, nope, the fit ain't right. He's not a jogger. Nope.
He got me for like a quick second, but I was like, no.
Right.
Not a jogger.
Out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, is there a dude jogging? And then I saw him like, nah, he's fleeing. He's fleeing. He's not jogging.
Yeah, this shit's crazy, bro. Look at this, bro.
It's just
these are functional streets. These stores open.
Intense. And the beater bays must be pissed because they can't work.
Imagine how brave you got to be to park your car there.
That's what I'm saying. One time I did.
And you can't legally be strapped. You can't legally have a gun on you, and you got to traverse this shithole country. Yeah. It's a shithole country. Look, I get what there's some beautiful parts of California. We're just going to have to rebuild after the cleansing.
They got the money. They can afford it.
This mouse utopia has no cleanup. There's no way to fix this. It's unfixable.
Yeah, it's terrible, bro. And it's not just California. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of places right now where the same kind of shit is going down, and I don't think people really understand. Like, matter of fact, let me find one.
Atlanta got the same thing. If you drive around in the highways in Atlanta, you'll see them all those tents. Same thing, all those tents.
Jesus,
all over the place.
Yeah, and
so basically every democratically controlled city in America.
Yes, the one Joe Biden said that if you're not black, if you don't vote for Democrat.
Right, because part of blackness is making sure there's tents lining our communities, making sure that the crackhead care packages get delivered. First of all, how do you even send a crackhead care package to someone that lives in a tent? How does the postman even find out who the fuck to deliver that to?
They'll find
These
them.
people got P.O. boxes. Are they just going up to each tent and
They're
dropping one
gonna
off?
drop them with drones. They're like, here you go.
Bro, this is
Where's
Philly.
this? Chicago? Or
Philly.
Philly?
It's Philly.
Yeah, it's Philly, bro. And you
That's
see
a
it.
whole different world too. I heard.
Yeah, and the cops ride right by. People be out here dozing and
You
nodding
get
off.
stabbed in the stomach, and the
Oh,
cops
you
just
get
keep
done
driving.
up. Yeah, they like, this ain't my problem, bro. This ain't my problem.
Who
What
told
want
you
me
to
do?
walk down that block? You didn't know.
They're playing kick a skateboard? What the fuck just happened? Just sliding it back and forth.
That's
But
it.
I will say this though about Philly.
Oh, dude.
Fuck
Shithole
Philly.
country.
They deserve everything. All these.
Yeah,
all
Philly's
these I've
horrible.
seen, they deserve it because when you bomb like a whole block, just because you can't kick out a couple of dreadhead niggas out the house.
Yeah, and the
you
reason,
deserve every
the
evil
the
coming
main
after you.
reason that you're angry at them is because they don't take showers.
Yeah.
It's like, these Negroes stink. We got to drop a bomb on them.
And you deserve everything. Every dystopia. You deserve it.
Where's Meek Mill when you need him, bro? Don't he got a couple $1 million? What's he doing?
He's not. He's in Africa.
Right. Yeah. Hey, you can't fix this shit, bro. How do you fix this?
And look how nice some of that architecture is. That's the semblance of a civilization.
What's that
Of-
movie?
of a-
What's that movie with Nicolas Cage? Where he was going through finding the secret of America.
Oh, National Treasure.
National Treasure.
I'm pretty sure there's like a national treasure secret in those areas.
Of course.
Probably you'll never find it without getting
You'll
stabbed.
You'll
Without
never
getting
find
stabbed.
it.
You're gonna have
Yeah,
to.
you won't live long enough to go get the treasure. You'll get the secret, but if you didn't
That's
text
the best-
that shit to
that's
somebody
like the
else,
best
you're
place
done.
to put like a national treasure.
Yeah, put it right here. Like, do we got to figure out a riddle? No. You just got to traverse the
You just
open
gotta
air drug
survive.
market.
Listen, the Ark of the Covenant is behind Geno's Philly Steaks in the worst part of Philly.
It's behind the body oil.
It's you just go behind the body
This
oil
shit
shop.
is terrible, bro.
There's a tranche of homeless camps and tents. If you can survive, you can get to the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, this is Philly, bro.
Yeah,
This is
it's
Philly.
a whole country. This is beyond third world shit.
It's the city of brotherly love right here, right? That's what they call it?
Gay.
Yeah, this shit don't make no sense.
Look at this.
This is America, bro.
Yeah.
This is the land of opportunity right here.
This is what you're fighting Border Patrol to get to. Just so you know.
Right. Exactly. And this is what the Border Patrol is defending. Build that north wall immediately. Look at this shit, bro. How is this the world today?
80% Canadian, I guarantee it.
Yeah, probably. Can I blame Canadians for most of this? Look at this shit, man. I mean, how do you function here? How do you have a business here? Who's driving through here? Is there no better way to go? That was a BMW. Like, there's no better way to go? Is this a main road?
Was that dude clucking like a chicken?
Look like it.
Yes.
Yeah. You can't fix this.
Yeah, I don't know how you
can't-
fix it.
can't fix
And let's be honest. Like we're not gonna disclose where we're from, but we've gone down the block and we've seen this when we're driving.
Mount Utopia.
Not as bad, but
listen,
we see it.
I've been to Philly, one of the most terrifying cities on the face of the earth. And I went before it was a full-on shithole country. I was in Philly in like 03 and then again in 08. It was bad. It looks like a war zone.
You know what else is crazy, though? These people, I don't think these people can efficiently travel to get their drugs. It's got to be coming to them or posted up right where they at. Like, you ain't going to the other side of town to get the
Not
drugs
going far, though.
and then bring it back here to get
No.
high. It's everything's right here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would even say that these communities probably build around where the drug availability is. Like this would be the easiest trafficking case to crack under the sun, but there's no interest. They're just kind of like, all right, they've resigned to just let their cities fall into disrepair and be like this, and nobody's gonna hold anybody accountable. Nobody's getting fired. Like, if you run this city, like, you failed. Like, there's no like, hey, well, things are gonna turn around next quarter. This is immediately fine. Think about if you ran the local Metro PCS or Subway sandwich shop.
Right.
Just imagine you're in charge. Like, hey, I'm in charge. and within 3 months of you being in charge, there's an epidemic of a drug ring, and all of the drug addicts have built a civilization in all the booths in your restaurant, and they're not leaving. They're just there. They're moving weight out of the bathroom. They're all getting high, shitting in buckets, living in tents. You're fired. The district manager is coming, and they're firing you.
Yeah, today.
Today,
bro.
Well, maybe we can turn it around.
No, you're out of here, bro.
And maybe address the homeless encampment.
No, you're out. Fire him today. Close the store until we find somebody else to run it. Like I don't even care. I don't even care about
it's
no.
It's a liability. You're not right. You're not making that dude is pass the fuck out.
Yo,
this is some shit you used to have to go into back alleys to find people nodding off like this.
Fear in life, bro.
This is the main.
I get to a point. I get to a point where it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna sleep here.
Yeah, dude. Like this.
That's just.
This looks like a bad night in Ybor.
That's what I'm saying.
This is every day, though. This is what it looks like.
Day. Can you imagine the foolery that goes on?
Yeah, could you imagine after dark, bro? How are there functional? How are there open shops? Who are you paying rent to when this is your foot traffic?
What the fuck?
This shit don't make no sense, bro.
She got a bag of rocks? What the fuck is she doing?
And again, we're laughing, but this is not comedy. This is absurdity. This is fucking crazy, bro.
Right.
This shit don't make no sense.
He's the drug dealer.
He's definitely the drug dealer.
He's
definitely the drug. That guy got it.
He looks like he has the most.
Yep.
He
got the sauce. He got the sauce right there. Just and the cops ride by like, you come here. This is
crack the case.
Right. This is not racial profiling.
Clean.
This is the only guy who has awareness. Look how shifty his eyes are. Look at him. He's like, everybody else is out of it. They're in another world.
He's not working with a bag of rocks.
Head on a swivel. Head on a swivel. Son just standing there peeping everything.
Sides, like, all right, am I in danger yet?
I think we cracked the case, fellas.
You know what look. He's trying to make a sale to that bitch squatting, and he's like, oh, fuck, these dudes got a camera right here. Let me just wait this out.
Yeah, hold on. Shut up, bitch. Quiet.
There you go.
Look at him. Look at him.
Let me make sure I got no crumbs on my chest.
Yo,
like,
son got the pack. Look at him pretending to pick shit up off the ground. Son got the pack on him right now.
Sitting in front of like, wait till this dude drive off, then pick it up and leave the money. Okay.
Son got to work. She like, you want to do it right here or you want to go around the corner?
Just sitting on a fucking, not even a banded couch, just a single couch cushion.
It was a couch a couple weeks ago.
Jesus.
Look at this shit. Nobody, that was the only dude that was aware of anything.
Clothes, bro.
And nobody cares.
What? Okay, stop for a second. What the fuck are they talking about? Because they look like they're having a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, what are they waxing eloquent about?
They're talking about the good old days, the glory days. I was going to play football, you know what I'm saying? I had it, but then, I cracked my knee. My fucking coach, he didn't like me because, blah, blah, blah. I would have been a contender. I would have been a contender.
It's America's fault. You want to know why I say it's America's fault? I know of a kid, right? Young black kid, lived in the hood. And as the person who's like, you don't have to live your life like this. You're American, join the military, you go to school. And, his remark was, there's good people in the hood.
Bro, it's
there's good people in the hood. And then he ended up getting shot 9 times and he gets government assistance. And he's like 20-something years old.
Jesus.
Good Lord, bro.
And there is.
Well, look, the cops. The cops right there. You see the cops chilling?
Yeah, they're not involved, dude.
They're not.
Hands-off policy.
They're doing what security guards do at the hospital. They walk around, they put that little metal thing, the magnets together.
Right.
They walk back to the office.
Yo, don't nobody even care that the cops are right there either.
No, and I would say, yes, there is good people in the hood, and that's why we have to bomb all of this other shit. Because the reality is how the fuck do you maintain your sanity and your will to do shit when this is everything that's around you? When this is your
It's
environment
difficult, bro.
and you're born into that, like I'm gonna get up and take the train or take the bus early as fuck every morning and hop over each one of these fucking fentanyl zombies so I can get to my job making $12 an hour. Like that's what I'm doing. Like it's so much harder, you know, or even the safety, because basically the way that we measure hardness in this country or authenticity is, do you live around Rogans? Oh yeah, I live around Rogans. How murderous are the Rogans around you? Oh, we put up numbers. We're definitely murdering people. All right, well you're a real Rogan and your hood is real. Your hood is real. It's a place that I would feel terrified to raise children. So your album is now authenticated because you have, like, that's how these cities are pitched. Like that's their only redeeming value as far as marketability, is if you're from there, when you get a record deal, you'll probably be believable because you come from a place that's extremely dangerous where people are getting killed for no reason. But if you really cared about it, well, you gotta just burn it all down and start over for the sake of the people that are trying to do shit. Because there are good people in the hood, and we're not salvaging them or giving them full opportunities when the streets are littered with all of this fuckery. With all of this, like the gangbangers need to go to Walrus Island. The crackheads, look, if you're crazy, you go to a mental hospital. If you're lazy, we just burn down the tent and kick you the fuck out. And I know it seems heartless. It seems heartless when you see that old dude hosing down that crazy bitch. You're like, oh, that's so mean.
It's still not an excuse when you go to Publix and you see like that 75-year-old man or woman, right, at the bag line, or even a mentally challenged person at the bag line. So then when you go outside and there's a man with a sign holding, I need money, and like there's a whole, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
fuck that guy is Canada. That guy is Canada. Fuck him. Fuck that guy. No, I'm not giving you shit. I don't care that you made a fucking cross out of yarn and toothpicks. Go fuck yourself.
Oh man,
and get
I
a
haven't
real
seen
job.
those guys in a while. That used to be the thing back in the 90s.
Man, fuck them dudes. If you're a man, especially when I see you with a chick, you're a fucking man and you're getting up off of your ass. You're walking over to my car. You're raising your arm that works perfectly fine and asking me for money. No. Go fuck yourself. Look, man, I went to day labor for $50 a day. I had to get there at 4 a.m. because it opened at 7, but the crackheads slept behind the fucking day labor and they were always there first. And if you ain't get there before 5 a.m, you weren't getting a spot because the crackheads would fill it up before you.
Nah, dude,
Look,
this is I sometimes I watch these videos because one time I just stumbled onto it. I was on YouTube screwing around one night, and I was talking about the old hood. You know, I'm from New Jersey, from Newark, New Jersey. So I stumbled onto these videos of people who get millions of views, and all they do is drive around hoods. They just drive. They don't say nothing. They don't really talk to people too often. They just put the dash cam up and they drive around. And somebody was driving around Newark, New Jersey, and I was, it's like PTSD, bro. I was like, my heart was racing. I was like, I can't believe I existed in that shit. Like, I would not want to walk around there right now, but I did it most of my life growing up. And you don't realize the pressure, and because you just put yourself in the mindset that you need to be in to survive. I'm just glad that we got out of it and realized how it wasn't beneficial to any type of longevity. So we just got up out of there. But I stumbled onto this video recently. These are some dudes in my hometown, Newark, New Jersey, and they're just hanging out, smoking blunts, and they're talking to this dude who's like, pseudo interviewing them about how awesome it is to be in the hood in Newark, New Jersey. Just listen to some of the shit. Like, just one guy.
We're the best city in New Jersey right now.
Yeah.
Hands down.
What about Camden? I don't know.
We going up.
Shit fucked up down there.
We going up.
You don't see that many burnt up houses, vacant houses out here. Camden, you go down there, you'll see a bunch of that shit. We got the best city in Newark, in New Jersey.
And there's a lot of rappers out here going crazy. Niggas about to go all the way up.
Who are some of the people people might know?
This is the part. This is the shit that bugged me out.
Come from Newark,
Jersey?
Entertainment, whether it's athletes, rappers.
Study. You see what he on the screen for right now? We ain't gonna get real.
Shakur Stevenson.
What's
My
going
man,
on? I'm
straight
Bundles.
old
Bundles
Yeah.
FBG. What's good? Darius DK. What's good? Shout out to
Shakur
Red
ain't
Man.
put us right on the map.
He
Yeah.
ain't do shit. Darius
for us,
DK, comedian.
Hold on,
They
listen,
ain't put us
listen.
right on the map. Yeah.
It says, shout out to Red Man. He ain't do shit for us. so that part right there made me pause the video. And I was like, wait, what? Son is just out here smoking weed, hanging out, probably drinking some fucking codeine syrup, talking about who never did nothing for them.
Shakur ain't put us right on the map.
He ain't
Yeah.
do shit. Darius DK, comedian. Red Man. Faith Evans, she ain't do shit for us.
She from Newark.
Yeah.
I thought she was from Brooklyn.
East Orange, but that's Newark too.
Okay.
East Orange, but that's Newark too. She ain't do shit for us.
She ain't do
What
shit
was-
for
what
us.
was they-
Rest
That's
in
the
peace,
upscale
Whitney
Newark.
Houston. She was spending a lot of money in the hood, fellas. But she ain't do shit for us either.
Let's have this discussion. What
What
I
the
grew up
fuck
in a
is he
danger-
supposed?
I
What
grew
is
up in a
anybody
dangerous
supposed to
neighborhood.
do?
I grew up in a dangerous neighborhood, found a way to get out, and now a man is telling me I didn't do shit for them.
Right.
What am I supposed to do?
Right. What exactly are you supposed to do?
Because Nipsey Hussle did it. You know,
You see what that got him, right?
I can name them and name them and name them and name them, and it, Young Dolph, all of them, and it's just it doesn't never end.
He said Whitney was spending a lot of money in the hood, but she ain't do shit for us.
Yeah, she was spending it.
Yeah, well, she was spending it all right.
She did exactly what she was supposed to do.
But she
came
ain't do
there,
shit for
bought the
us.
drugs, you got your money.
Everybody he named, he followed it with, they didn't do shit for us. You
Whitney was your best. Your
Right.
best support.
What did you do with the money that she gave you for the crack?
Generational wealth.
Because I mean, I'm hearing this correctly. This is a soft confession that I killed Whitney. It's basically I got her strung out. I made money off of her, but she was cashing those royalty checks.
She ain't do shit for us, B.
Straight to the hood.
Like she helped you pay rent for years until you killed her. What are you talking about?
You had your 401k set up like your kids should have been to college.
Right, you could have invested that money, but now you
That
smoked
was
it
your
and drank
best
it, right?
customer. She
She
went
ain't do
out
shit
all the
for
way.
us, bro. She didn't do shit for us. But this is the mentality. This is the mindset of so many people who are experiencing poverty in these hoods. They look at celebrities, they look at athletes, they say they ain't doing shit for us. And then once they get if they ever get a little bit smarter and they start reading and dealing with a different tier of people, then they start looking at just rich people at random, not necessarily people from their city, just Jeff Bezos, fucking Twitter, the people who own Twitter, Elon Musk. He ain't do shit for us. And that's what it comes down to. What are you gonna do
That's
for
what
us?
we gotta do. We gotta make a skit. We gotta be in the hood of the hood and just name like fucking Bill Gates. He ain't do shit
for us. And it's like, how many times do you think you have to encounter? Like, if you just decided you wanted to do street level philanthropy, how many times did you encounter the shit the homie Josh encountered before you just say fuck it and enjoy your own life? Because the more you do for people, and this is another thing that comes back to the privileged class type shit, the more you do for people, the less it becomes you going above and beyond to help. It's just the bare minimum now. There was a time when opening the door for a woman was like, holy shit, that's awesome. You opened the door for me. Now it's like, this punk ass bitch ain't even opened the door for me. It's a bare minimum. And then when these privileges, these things that used to be privileges become the bare minimum, nobody wants to deal with it anymore. So how many, I gotta say, if I'm feeding people on the street, it ain't gonna be too many times I have somebody slam a bag of hot Cheetos on me before I just be like, you know what? Fuck
By
this shit,
yourself,
bro.
feeding holy people, you asking for trouble.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta feed them like you feed chickens on the farm. You gotta just get a U-Haul truck and open the back of it and just throw hot Cheetos out the back.
And then
don't even
peel
slow.
out.
Yeah, don't even slow
Sprinkle them
down.
all over.
Don't even slow down. Just open the truck.
Like, if I talking about a crop duster, you crop dusting hot Cheetos out the back of a Econoline thing.
That's it. That's how you do it. Hot Cheetos, Fritos, Doritos, Funyuns, all that good shit. I'll just have like a seat belt.
Like a tube that just gives food.
Oh yeah, we
Just
were
have,
talking
like,
the chowder
have a
chute.
truck-
The
have a
chowder
truck
chute,
just
bro.
come in there and just-
Nah, it's a building. The chowder chute is just a building
Yeah, just a
that has
building.
pipes coming out the wall, and You don't. The building ain't got no windows. You don't know when somebody's there, if they working, if the hours are open, operating hours. You don't know nothing. You just line up around.
With a bowl.
Yeah. You just line up around the fucking pipes, and then you hear the horn, the air horn, and then we start shooting chowder out all the pipes. And we only shooting chowder for a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't get no chowder, that's on you, V. That's on you. I can't help you, bro. This is the best I'm willing to do for you right now, because when we were trying to feed the homeless, you was threatening us. You was telling us to get the fuck out your way. You was slamming bags of potato chips on me. So now you just get the chowder shoot.
Nah, the best thing that you could do, they ain't do shit for us. They ain't do shit for us. The best thing you could do for someone in that position is tell them that they're a fucking loser and they need to get a plan and a job. I don't give a fuck what you want to do, but you got to get a plan. You got to get a vision for your life and use your imagination and see something greater than where you're at. But if the extent of your existence is, I'm waiting for Whitney Houston to come by and buy some more cracks so I can get a new Bubble Goose, you have no vision. There's nothing. You can't throw money at that problem. The best thing you can do to that person is if they would be willing to be receptive, right? Because a wise man loves you when you correct them, but a fool hates you when you correct them. Is give that person some guidance. I'm not giving you any money. I'll give you some guidance. If your able-bodied ass is able to walk up to my car to beg me some change, I'm going to give you some advice. They got a day labor spot a couple blocks down the road. They start at 7 a.m. Go there, get some money to get on your feet. There's a YMCA a little bit further down. They'll let you stay there for like $7 a day. Do that. Yeah, it sucks. But what else are you doing?
I had this dude run up on me in Atlanta. Not run up on me, but I was with my son. And like he was like, yo, man, I just need this amount of money for the hotel, da-da-da-da-da. So he put me in a predicament because my son was with me. My son's not like in tune when it comes to like situation. So I was like, yeah, whatever. You know, I'll take it to Publix. You can go back over there, whatever. I think I gave him like $10, right? Fast forward, the same exact man, right?
Chowder.
Said the same exact thing. And I'm looking at him like, nigga, did you see me yesterday?
I don't give a shit.
Right.
So I'm not giving you anything today.
Right, but you see what I'm saying? He didn't even have the respect
to remember
to
that he hustled you already.
Right. Like, you insulting the shit out of me right now. Dude, and I promise you, there was a time I used to volunteer to go to these homeless ministries every weekend and go and get up early as fuck and go get the donuts that they were throwing out and go get the orange juice that places were donating, go get it and feed it and I used to pick up homeless people, take them to go get food. My mom's taught me to keep like these little care packages of like snacks and water and like fresh socks, because homeless people always need clean socks. And just, you see somebody, give them the bag. You know what I mean? God will bless you. Look out for them. Help them out when they need it. And I just got to an age of being, because it's not something, I feel like you can only feel that way as if you're not involved. Anybody who's actually been involved with the homeless knows goddamn well that 99% of them don't deserve a fucking thing. These are not single moms down on their luck, and they were just, they're one bad decision away and now they're living in a car. That is not. All of that shit that they told you on those 80s ABC after school special on a very special episode of Law and Order, or fucking, whatever sitcom you watching, and they have the story about you meet somebody and they're homeless and they're living in the car and then the family helps them get on their feet. I don't know. Family Matters, Growing Pains. I'm sure they all I'm pretty sure that's how Leonardo DiCaprio got his start. He was the homeless kid that they picked up. Oh, he's just homeless and he's down on his luck. No, in real life, Leonardo DiCaprio raped Tracy Gold. He was fucking high out of his mind on cocaine. He had schizophrenia, and he rubbed shit all over the inside of the Seavers house. That's how that really plays out. This notion that there's all of these normal, high-functioning, just one bad decision, down on their luck, homeless people, that shit is not real. These are people who have severe mental issues, severe drug problems, and there's no semblance of hope. No matter how much money you throw at them, you will not fix it no matter how much you feed them.
Some of them too, if you're the type of guy, like, I'm not going to give you the buddy, I'll go, like, I'll give you the hotel room to sleep at night. They'll get mad at you. So
They'll get mad as fuck. Nah, brother, I can't give you any food. But listen, there's a Checkers right down the road. I'm gonna go grab you some food. Man, fuck you, man. Fuck that shit. All right, cool. You're not that hungry then. I just need money for food. The fuck you do.
Yeah, it's not a lot of opportunities for that to happen, and then you continue doing what you're doing, trying to help people who you don't know. And let's keep it all the way real. Let's keep it 100% real. This is some shit that I know a lot of people are not going to like. A lot of people might get triggered by it. But the absolute truth is you're only responsible for your own experience. That's just objective reality. There's nothing coded into the human experience which really compels you to go help other people, to take what you have and give it to other people, or make sure that they're eating and they're not starving, or make sure they have medicine for a good price or anything like that. Those are all personal decisions, the conclusions that people come to when they look at the world. They have a feeling, they say, you know what, I want to help. And what I'm saying is we need to keep that lifted as a beautiful thing above and beyond the call of objective reality. Because you can live your entire life and not give a fuck about none of that and have a great experience. You can live your life every day, just spend it with your wife, your family. You can cook out on the grill. You ain't got to watch no footage of Nanking. You ain't got to watch no footage of Kensington and Philadelphia. You don't got to see none of that. You have to seek that out unless you absolutely live in those places and you got to deal with it. But what I'm saying is you don't have to deal with that if you don't want to. But we're putting this charge on people to make it be like, no, it's your responsibility. No, it's not. It really is not. That's some hero shit. That's not just the bare minimum of what it takes to be human. You got to fight for the price of insulin. No, the fuck I don't. That just cheapens the effort of the people who decide to do it. Because when they do decide to do it and they put themselves on the front line, you get motherfuckers who like, yeah, well, that's the least you can do. Fuck you. How about that? You don't have to do none of this shit for nobody.
Charity is a single act of kindness. It is not a long-term solution. A solution for a community cannot be charity. And that's why the blueprint needs to be no more money to these places. Fuck them, let them starve out, let it burn out, let it all fall apart. It's already atrophying into fucking, it's collapsing. And it needs to happen. And the alternative needs to be, and again, Kanye, you should have got out of sooner. We would have helped you put your money to work before the stolen legacy juice got at you. You give those people an alternative, because again, it's like, look, there's some pillar assault shit. Leave Philadelphia behind. You can't save it. Listen, Lot, fuck that place. Take your daughters. Hopefully you won't bang them later on, but just take them. And if your wife wants to stay, let that bitch be pillared assaulted and get the fuck out of there. There's no saving it. Because you can't take those people to the compound. You can't.
No.
You can't. But for the people who are like, look, get me the fuck away from these zombies. It's like, okay, well, listen, you're coming. You're growing food because we're going to produce our own food. You're going to have to devote some hours until you figure out how else you want to contribute to the enterprise. You got to devote some hours of productivity at the fucking biodegradable hemp factory that we're selling to all the fast food chains because they're woke and they don't give plastic straws. Cool. Here's some biodegradable plastics to put your money where your mouth is if you really give a fuck. Here we go. We meet that need. That's how we're generating some income. But you're coming in knowing, like, I have a commitment of my time and energy, and this is what it takes. I do have to produce food. I do have to produce a skill. I have to contribute some way. This community is going to be providing me with food, safety, security. I owe it something. You don't help anybody in the long term with their soul or their character if you just give them a fucking handout. Right? If that's your solution is charity, nah. And I'm not saying, look, drop off some Oreos in the hood every now and then. That's fine. But just know you're not solving any problems. If it makes you feel good, if it assuages your conscience or whatnot, go ahead, knock yourself out. But understand, if you're talking about actually solving problems, the real work is creating an alternative route of economy and civilization that is completely divorced. We need to completely leave these mouse utopias. Human beings are not supposed to be living like that. It's attracting exactly what it is. Babylon is making textbook Babylonians. They're cracked out of their mind. They're killing each other for no reason. This is Babylon. Let Babylon fall. Let it fall. Go plant your Garden of Eden in concentric circles in the middle of nowhere. Get the people within your intentional community that want to build food, or build farms, produce organic food, at whatever factory or whatever artisanally crafted shit that y'all are making, whatever contribution that y'all are making to the world, do that. And that is helping way more, because you know what that's doing? That's giving an opportunity for the people that are truly suffering in the hood, and not by their own design, not by their own bad choices. They're suffering because all the murderous idiocy and fuckery that's surrounding them, and they've got no plausible way out. Somebody like Kanye West, he had the money at some point to make a way out. All of us collectively crowdfunding all this money that we're able to produce and fund, we could fund a way out. All of these rappers that talk all of that shit, hold them to account. Put your money where your mouth is. Jay-Z would be, you got a couple $1 billion, $100 million just dumped in the hood, it ain't doing shit. All that's doing is getting hot Cheetos slammed in your chest. Demands for penny hotels and all types of other fuckery. But $100 million in the middle of Wyoming, making opportunities, housing, jobs, communities, walkable communities where people can go and escape from Babylon and lead productive lives. Like, I don't have to join a gang.
You're not gonna get homeless
I'm joining a cult.
They can't survive in that cold.
You're not. Not only are you, but the community's not gonna lend itself to it. You put a tent near the Dreads watermelon patch if you want to. You go ahead and do it.
Try it.
I triple dog dare you.
Try it.
I triple fucking dog dare you. You go ahead and do that. You do it.
It's not gonna work out well. It's not gonna work out well.
You come panhandle me on my way to the biodegradable hemp plastics factory. You come and bother me in a fucking stand your ground open carry state. You better leave me the fuck alone. I'm not trying to fuck with you. I feel bad for you, but you don't want to do nothing for yourself. So I don't want to harm you. I don't want to firebomb you. I don't want to just fucking put the roach tents, the exterminator tents over the whole hood. Listen, that's how you want to live. That's what you want. Cool. I don't want nothing to do with you. I want out of it. And anybody that had the misfortune for no other reason than the pussy that they came out of, that were put in that position, I want anybody who doesn't want to be in that position to have a viable route to get the fuck out before they get murdered over some dumb shit. And if we've learned anything from World Star, we know it's always the motherfucker that's not doing shit that catches the bad one for no fucking reason. I want to help those kids get the fuck out of there as quickly as possible before they become statistics, either because of stray bullets or because of the allure of all the fuckery and they want to start participating in it. If you love your children, the best thing you can do is find a cult in Wyoming that's willing to take them. That's the best thing that you can do. You're not fixing those places.
Yeah. No, and it sucks to hear, but it's the truth that a lot of people are going to have to embrace. These big-ass caves that they call cities are going to have to be abandoned to a degree. People who have the resources are going to have to move their families out, purchase bigger pieces of land. You may not be able to live in the best, the coolest places, but it's the truth. You're going to have to go to some of these places where the land is super cheap. You might have to go to Middle America, where they claim, no black people are there. I'm scared to go because there's no black people there. Well, statistically speaking, it might not be that dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You just got to figure it out. You're going to have to do something different because the way shit's been going, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. People have been lying about it for a long time. The prices keep going up. Nothing else it's not meshing in a way that means longevity. What longevity is cultivating land, repairing soil, planting trees that's going to feed you for 30 years if you treat them right. Teaching your children to plant crops. Look at the cost of eggs right now. Eggs, because the chickens got a cold. Is that the narrative that we're talking about here? The chickens got COVID, so we had to kill them all, and now eggs are $12 a dozen.
Yeah, bird aids.
Or get a chicken coop.
That's 5 months away though. See, you don't wait till you're thirsty to dig a well. That's how you fuck yourself. It's people who thought it's goofy to these chickens now. I'll just go to the store and get them. Now shit's looking a little bit different, right? And it's too late. If you go buy, you can't even find baby chickens nowhere right now. And if you can find baby chickens, you got 5 months before they start laying eggs.
Man, that chicken prices might be up right now too.
I'm about to go buy an incubator. We got eggs. I got 2 separate families that I've gifted eggs and chickens to, and I'm gonna go back to them, get some more fertilized eggs, because my rooster got killed. He was being an asshole because what happened was we used to keep the chickens in the chicken run, so that was their life, right? Then we started free ranging them, so they're like, oh, we get to go in the whole backyard. So then, of course, you give them an inch, they take a mile. Motherfuckers start going to the front yard, scratching up the shit I don't want them to scratch up. So I'm like, I got all this space. I got almost a full acre in the backyard, but y'all want to come in the front yard and fuck with the stuff that I keep for myself. So I had to lock them back up in the coop. And then the storm came. It was raining for a few days, so they were in the coop. They were in the chicken run, and I guess they felt trapped. So once they got out of that chicken run after the storm, they refused to go back in the coop. So they started perching in the trees and shit at night, sleeping in the trees. I got a perfectly good coop. Only 4 or 5 chickens were sleeping in the coop. The rest of them said, "Fuck it, we out here." And
passing around ice cream cones.
Yeah, nature is nature.
Chicken hawk came down. Huh?
Nah, not even the coyotes. Everything figured out, because they're like, oh, y'all motherfuckers ain't in the coop no more, and they just start picking them off night after night. Every day we seeing less and less chickens. My kids finding piles of feathers in the back of the yard and shit like that. All because they got a taste of freedom. And then when it was time for them to go back into the safety, not the confines, but the safety of the chicken coop and the chicken run, they said, nah, B, I'm out here. And these motherfuckers got eaten up.
Safety.
They didn't value their safety. They looked at it as oppression. And they got their asses eaten. You know what I'm saying? So my rooster's gone. I don't have fertilized eggs at the moment, but I got 2 homies who I gave roosters to, whose roosters are still alive. So I'm gonna get fertilized eggs from them. I'm gonna buy me a freaking $85.
You hear all this? This is
yeah,
the world I want to
I'm gonna buy me an $85 incubator, and I'm gonna go collect some fertilized eggs from the 2 families I gave roosters to, and I'm gonna hatch me a bunch of chickens, and I'm sure I'll get a bunch of roosters and hens out of it, and just get my flock numbers back up. And the trick is to not let these motherfuckers get a taste of free ranging. Because if they just live in the coop and the chicken run, that's their life. But once they get out and they taste that freedom, they don't want to go back.
You got to break their spirit early.
Yeah, you got to break them. So
what if you build like a big little wire mesh type of?
Now my chicken run is huge, bro. It's huge.
They didn't want to go inside.
They just said fuck that. You know, once they was
they were probably like, "What is this cave? We're used to running around in the weather."
Yeah, we get to run around. But see, like I said, you let them out. First day in the backyard, we put compost back there. We throw chicken feed. We feed them. I got a whole bag of black oil sunflower seeds right now that they love, and we feed them. It's not like they suffering. But once they get to the front yard, they like, oh, y'all motherfuckers got lettuce and tomatoes and shit growing up here? Like, all the candy is in the front yard. Like, all the shit we really like is in the front yard. The backyard is mostly for our trees. You know, there's grass and weeds growing everywhere. But the front yard is where we have, like, crops, like real crops for us, the kale and all that shit. And once they found that...
Why don't we just put up a fence in your backyard, though? They're not... If you do it yourself, it's not that expensive. It's like $60
that part is my fault. Because I just didn't put a real, because they can just creep through, because my fence is old. The fence has been here for a long time. So they'll find it. They'll find the exploits. They'll dig a little bit down, like they dig the ground out a little bit right by the fence so they can squeeze their little fat ass under it. Like this, I'm telling you, bro. Like, and then when they're in the backyard, I could go outside and I'll stand there and the chickens, they run up to me. They like, oh, you got something? Or they don't pay me no attention. When I go out in the front yard and they there, they take off running because they know, oh, we ain't supposed to be up here. They know what the fuck they doing, bro. They go into the front yard specifically looking for our shit that we eat so they can fuck it up. So, and that's what got them put back in the chicken run, and I didn't let them free range the yard anymore. And that just broke them. They was like, you know, they couldn't take it no more. They couldn't take it. And they got their asses eaten for it. So now I'm down to a handful of chickens. I only got like 6 chickens right now, down from like 13, because the rest of them was perching in the trees and got what they got. My lady's still mad about it, but I'm like, hey, look, life is life, bro. We gave them, they have security.
Gave them what they want.
They have food. I can't help. I'm not going to be chasing chickens around the yard every night to force them back into the coop. If you want to perch in the trees, perch in the trees. See how it works out.
You want this chicken hawk come after you? That's on you.
See, that shit works in Ybor, because the predators don't want to come into the city. Like you go in Tampa, chickens be sleeping in the street everywhere.
Well, recently to see that, I missed that.
Yeah, they're everywhere, and that's because the predators are scared of all the lights and the cars and the traffic and shit. But I live out here in the county. The coyote, he loved my backyard, bro. He like
raccoons don't fuck with chickens.
Yeah, raccoons can. Oh yeah, they'll fuck a chicken up. But raccoons are better off catching chickens. Like if they can break into your coop, a raccoon will kill 15 chickens in one night and won't eat them all. He'll just kill them all. A possum will kill them and eat them. They usually only eat certain parts, though, the neck, the thighs, the butt, stuff like that. They don't just totally devour it. But the coyotes and shit will eat the whole thing. But like I said, those are the possums and the raccoons are more dangerous if they get into your coop. But if it's a chicken outdoors somewhere, they might not even find it. Just because there's so much easier targets in the neighborhood. Like they can just go and raccoons ain't scared to go in a garbage can. They'll knock a garbage can over and eat everything out of it. You know what I'm saying? So they're not scared of that. But the coyotes and stuff like the backyard better because my property is pressed up against a 500-acre wildlife preserve. So there's nothing behind my house for miles and miles and miles but wilderness. So that's where they like to be at. So my house is just like them just creeping up to the edge of the property and they catch them chickens slipping and they drag their ass off into the darkness, bro. You know what I'm saying? You get dragged off into the darkness. And like I said, I wasn't mad. I was like, of course I want more chickens. I want to replace the flock and everything like that. But they just got so complacent. They got so spoiled from free ranging that they wouldn't go back in the coop. And so I didn't feel bad about it. They went out the way they wanted to go out. They went out free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let them live their life.
So, yeah, I'm definitely down. Like I said, I'm just going to go collect fertilized eggs from people that I've gifted eggs to and chickens to in the past. And now the gift comes back.
That's how this works.
It's a gift that keeps on giving. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we want to work this thing. That's the whole point of intentional community. That's the whole thing of having people that vibe the same way, feel the same way, are willing to put in some work. And with everything I've learned about permaculture and shit like that, it's a labor-intensive process on the front end, but it just grows and exponentially increases on the back end. Yeah, and we just talking about regular me doing work here on my property has been extremely fruitful. Imagine when we got enough bread to hire 40 Mexicans to come and plant the trees and mulch the property and shit like that. And we gonna be working too. Not to say nothing bad about Mexico, but let's keep it real. This is how the work gets done. Even the people who, if I went and hired a company that a white dude owned, who you think he gonna bring over here to do the work? That's who he's going to bring to do the work. So we get our properties mulched, we plant the trees, and we do this shit so it feeds us continually for decades. For decades. And you can't do it in the city. You can do it a little bit in the county, but what if your neighbors don't like it? They want you to cut your lawn and shit like that. They're like, so avoid conflict. You deserve to live around people who share your principles and ideologies. You don't deserve to be getting peeked at out the window. You don't deserve, if this is something you don't want, if you thrive on that kind of shit, then go for it. Some people don't want to get a letter that their homeowners association fees are going up or that your mailbox is painted the wrong hue of pink and so now you got to get fined or some shit like that. Yeah, they bugging out. You know what I mean? So if that's not the life you want, don't complain to the HOA. They've established a system that works for them and you bought into it. What you do is you take your bread, you take your money, and you leave. You take your patronage and you leave. You put your money together with people who are like-minded, and you buy yourself a 20-acre property, and you establish your own vibration on that property. It's not difficult. This is how this whole thing started. It didn't start with cul-de-sacs and neighborhoods and gated communities. It started with people, families, putting their money together, going out on the prairie and saying, all right, we're going to live here. We're going to do things the way we want to do it. That's how it started. So I think that's what it's going to go back to. All this social conflict and shit, it's unnecessary. Let the people who want to throw Molotov cocktails, let them all live together. Let them all live together and see how that works out.
Portland, Oregon, right?
I do got to interject here really quickly as your legal counsel and say this was just parody. He was joking, of course. Anybody he hired would, of course, be legally authorized to work in the United States.
Mexican Americans, my bad.
And all labor practices at the compound would be legal. There's no reason to send ATF agents. We would be in compliance with all state mandated.
Yeah, we won't own any guns at all.
Labor practices.
No, we will because it's legal. But yeah, absolutely.
We're going to be gunned up. Let's not be stupid.
We're going to pay them what they deserve. We ain't trying to undercut them. But, it's just
if nothing else, the coyotes. If nothing else, you need guns for the coyotes.
Hell yeah.
My goddamn chickens.
Nah,
There's
we
YouTube
gonna pay
videos
people
for
what
that too, shooting coyotes.
we're gonna pay them what they deserve, and most of the work is going to be done by the people on the property. But some undertakings are huge. Like if we want to get the hemp farm laid out over the course of 2 weeks, you know, it's going to take more than a couple of us guys. We're going to need construction crews to come in here.
When it's time, when those crops are, when it's cropping time and you got to pull that stuff out, you need like intensive labor. But with the stuff that we're pushing out, you make a lot of money and pay people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The first thing I'm going to do, and I'm not even going to front, some things I want to keep to myself for proprietary reasons, but the first thing I'm going to do is plant a bunch of moringa and hemp. Hemp is one of the most useful plants that you could put in the ground today. It's a soil builder. It actually puts nutrients into the soil. Even if you grew the hemp, collected the flower and the seeds to do something with, and then you chopped up all the hemp stalks and just mulched the ground with it, that's better than growing a lot of other crops. So hemp right off the bat. You can crush the seeds and make oil. You can do all kinds of, it's just, you can make teas, you can make fabric. One of the first businesses I'd like to establish off the homestead is making paper products from hemp plants. And if we could serve locally toilet tissue, paper towels made of hemp, that's a multi-million-dollar business. If we could just get local restaurants and places that sold food and shit like that to make, you know, that little packet they give you that has the napkin, the spoon, and the fork and shit, like all in one.
Sell it really cheap.
If we could make that just out of hemp plastic spoon, a hemp paper napkin, and the plastic that encompasses the whole thing out of hemp. If we could create a fully vertically integrated process that creates just that and get local companies to take their supply from us, if it's comparable to the price of the plastic shit, I think that's multi-million dollars waiting to happen. It's a smart move. It's progressive. It's forward thinking. A lot of people, well, hemp isn't anywhere that hemp is lacking is because it's not incentivized as much as plastic is. It's way more. It's just a better product all the way around. All the way around. There's no way you can cut it. Yeah, it's biodegradable. It fixes the soil. Hemp is stronger, tensile strength than some steel shit. Like we could be making hemp resin 2x4s for people to build structures. I could build a whole chicken coop out of hemp resin 2x4s. But again, this shit is simple. It's simple. If people are willing to put the energy in up front, you get the back end, you get the money, you get everything else on the back end. Hemp is the product. And it's not just like, oh, hippies with hemp. No, it's just smart. It's a smart move to do it. So that's one of the first things I plant. Moringa is extremely vital to a lot of people. The oil, the moringa powder that people mix in smoothies and shit like that is super fast growing. It don't give a fuck about the climate here in Florida. It's going to grow. You can chop it up, plant, you know, take one stalk, chop it into 10 pieces, grow 10 more moringa plants. It's too easy. And it grows in fruits no matter what, whether it's cold or hot, whether it's drought or it's rainy, moringa's going to thrive. Right, and that's a high tier product. If you look up moringa products, look at the price that some of this shit costs. It's not cheap at all. So this is one of the things that I would grow immediately. There's a lot of herbs and flowers and shit that you can grow that you can mix with a lot of these other things to create oils and tinctures and shit like that. It sounds like, you know, some new age shit, but it's a big business. A lot of people use these products. They're proven products, not just some homeopathic pseudoscience shit. This is shit that people been doing for hundreds of years. And if you got land, you can grow it. So why not give local, homegrown, even if it's small batch? You can grow hundreds of different types of culinary mushrooms, create relationships. I already know somebody who's got a dope restaurant, JB3, the dojo in Tampa. They do excellent foods and breads and shit like that. They make pizzas, you know, fresh focaccia pizzas. Imagine if they was getting local homegrown mushrooms and tomatoes from us rather than shipping out to get them from someplace else. It's a no-brainer. And this is shit that you can turn over immediately. It only takes a couple weeks for the average sack of grain to get colonized by mushrooms. Then you could be growing turkey tail mushrooms. They're all, you know, like I said, hundreds of different types.
Yeah, that's a good business to get into too, growing mushrooms for restaurants.
Yeah, man. And it takes a couple weeks to colonize.
So much healthy benefits. Yeah.
From day one to
turnaround.
From day one to the table is less than 3 months.
Yeah.
Easy money. You can make tea from it. Red reishi tea, all kinds of shit, bro. Yeah. All we need is the land and people who have the knowledge and the know-how, and people who are willing to put in the work and pay the time, the effort, and the money up front to get it rolling because they believe in what it's going to roll into and fractal out. And we good. We don't need to break our backs working for other people. That's shit that we could do for ourselves and our families. That's extremely monetizable. And that's not even counting if you get footage of and create content from the entire process. That just creates a whole nother fractal of possible income because other people are going to be interested in carrying out the same thing. So that's my vision. That's what I'm ready to do. You know what I'm saying?
It's there because there's people who have done it. There's a guy who I follow. I forgot his name. But, fuck Canada, but he's a Canadian dude who basically just did, who did that too. Build a homestead, grows this, grows that. He grows marijuana too ever since it got legalized. So it's like, and he makes videos, and I'm pretty sure his bread and butter are his videos.
Right.
He also does classes because now that he has the knowledge and the experience, you could teach people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
knowledge is power, man, and it's infinitely scalable. Once you create a book about the process, or a video about the process, an ebook about the process, that can go on for 50 years. Especially if you do it right, that can go on to feed you for 50 years because people need the information. They want the information. They want to see how you did it. They want to know it's a hands-on process. One of my homies who I gave the chickens to that I'm about to go collect some fertilized eggs from, his wife is a videographer. You know what I'm saying? She just got a drone over the holidays with the camera on it. So, we have everything we need. We have the people who are willing to pay into it. We just got to establish it. We just got to get the property, get the land. I'm pretty sure real estate's about to take a dump here soon if everything goes in our favor.
Let's hope so.
Yes, I hope so.
I'm ready for it. And you might say, why? Why, Guru? Why would people want to just go live in the middle of nowhere and produce their own food and commit their energy to cultivating your hemp products or your moringa whatever at your hemp factory and all that other stuff? And I would say, well, because that's better than living a place where you're likely to be murdered. I think if you have the alternative, I'm going to live in one of these Babylonian cave scrapers that reach the sky. I'm going to live there and be surrounded by zombies and constant peril. Or I can detach from society and invest my energy into being self-sustained and contributing to something that's contributing to the world with the least amount of downside. Right. If you think about any other job or any other place where you invest your energy, there's definitely some complicitous sins to be absolved from.
Oh yeah.
If you look at any company you work for, how do they get their product? How do they get their product to market? What are some of their internal practices? And if you start peeling back the layers of that onion, chances are most of us do not make our money from a completely righteous means. And so it's an opportunity to invest your energy into something that's providing something to the world and doing the best that it can to not be malicious and to not just be rapacious and exploit as much as it can from its opportunities, but to actually make a fair situation where you invest your energy, you live here, you produce your food. Yeah, it's backbreaking work when it's harvest time, but we're all getting the windfall down the line. And most importantly, like we're self-sustained. And as much as you think that everybody in charge is doing a great job and nothing, there's not going to be a problem with inflation, there's not going to be a problem with supply chains. I'm sure they're all doing the right thing for most of us. They're not going to cause food shortages and eggs to be $1 a piece. Yeah, I'm sure the people in charge are handling everything just lovely. But if you suspect that maybe they are making some bad choices, what a wonderful thing to have an alternative means to sustain yourself and your family and the people that you love. Right. These walkable, self-sustained cities, this is the future. Self-sustained communities, you commit to the project yourself, you run it yourself, and there's nobody to blame. And the only people you have there are the people that want to be there. The problem that we have now with all this conflict is we're sharing space with people that don't share our values, don't share our vision. And they're making life miserable for the rest of us. Right. We don't need to fight about it. We don't need to fight over who we need to elect to fix it. We don't need to fight about none of that shit. We just need to detach and build our own shit. And if you don't like the blueprint, or the, well, I want to do it, but I don't want any crackers. Fine,
Go
do
for
it
it.
cracker free.
Go
You know what I
for it.
mean? If you want to do it, but you're just convinced that the bleeps are going to ruin it, then don't bring any bleeps. Do it your way. Whatever works. Whatever works. But the point is like we don't all have to be in this perpetual conflict. There's absolutely an attainable means of peacefully separating without a civil war, without constant conflict, without a bunch of fuck yous on the Facebooks. We can just go and build it. And if you think, that you got the better vision, you can show and prove.
That's it.
And it'll be clear. You don't have to worry about, no one's going to be able to keep funneling money. Black Hammer you were supposed to make the dome houses. You were supposed to do it.
And all they
took
managed to
your
do was
money.
rape somebody and kill them.
Right. They didn't do shit. So this is also too, it's like if you're really doing it, this is not a blueprint that lends itself to grifters. You can't promise to make a school for years.
Yeah.
You can't promise to change shit once you're elected to office. You can't keep living off of promises. You're either taking the money and building the shit that's an escape pod for people that need it, or you're not doing it. Right? This isn't something where you can pretend to really go out there and bust your ass in the fields cultivating hemp and moringa. This isn't some shit where you can pretend. Like, you're either going to do it or you're not. And so whoever's got the better vision, and listen, and we can have a difference of opinion on any number of things, and to say, hey, we agree with the model of intentional community, but the principles of your intentional community don't jive with us. Cool. And we can separate and we can share through this videography shit. This is what's working here. We can still borrow best practices from one another. Because shit that's going to work to cultivate the moringa is shit that's going to work to cultivate the moringa.
Yep.
If we can get on the bleeps and cave beast shit, that's a separate conversation that can be debated out somewhere else. But when it comes to, hey, I'm just trying to create enough food to sustain my family and my community, those conversations about the bleeps and the caves just become less and less important.
John, I don't know what the perfect video would be, but can you end it with a video of MC Hammer and what happened to him when he helped his neighborhood?
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. He hired 300 people and paid them top dollar every day to come dance on tour with him. And as soon as shit fell through for him, they all disappeared. Easy peasy. There's your synopsis. He rescued everybody from his hood. Everybody who could do the Running Man had a job. That was the only criteria. Can you do the Running Man? You got a job. Here goes some clothes. Hop on this bus. I think he said he had 2 or 3 separate buses carrying hundreds of people, 200 people on tour with him. MC Hammer had one of the craziest stage shows ever seen by hip hop at the time. And what happened? As soon as shit started to go left, they all disappeared. They all packed their shit up and walked off. Because there is no real obligation to the next person, especially when we're not talking about you don't have an obligation to not hurt people. That's not what I'm talking about. When it comes to helping them and doing anything for them that doesn't reciprocate, that doesn't incentivize something about your own existence, there's nothing. What is there? There's some really high, lofty, conceptual, philosophical ideas about humanity. Yeah, true. But nothing concrete. I could enjoy the rest of my life. You got enough bread in the bank, you make the right investments, you can enjoy the rest of your life. Somebody like Jeff Bezos don't got to give a fuck about a single nother person for the rest of his life, and he'll be fine. I promise you. Nothing's going to happen. There's not going to be any karmic retribution. It's like, it's not going to be the ghost of Christmas past that comes like, yo, you didn't feed the poor. So what? So what? I'm kicked up in my mansion. I'm watching Netflix. I got 30 women in here. We're all drinking champagne. Or I'm just eating, cucumbers and cheese. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Until people realize that it's not the bare minimum for humanity. It's not the least you could do. It's hero shit to go help other people when it doesn't pay back into your own life. That is legit hero shit. And as long as y'all walking around with this eat the rich mentality and billionaires have got to go, tax it, all that shit ain't going to get you nowhere. And ain't gonna get all it's gonna do is get more accelerationist politics installed to where you think you making it, you think you getting something, but you're just getting fattened up off the chowder chute, and then they're gonna take you to the slaughter.
and I would say too that our blueprint would have saved Hammer all his money.
Yep.
Because you don't go to people and just say, hey, listen, you're not really adding much value to this equation. Let's be honest. People are coming to see me. They could give a fuck whether you're out there tap dancing or not. Right. But I'm going to pay you way more than you're worth, basically almost giving you a handout opportunity to just come because, look, I want to give back, and that's how I'm going to do it, even though there's no return on my investment. This isn't getting us more money for the long run, so this can be sustained. This is an unsustainable model right out of the get-go. And guess what? Every kind of craven, self-serving motherfucker that could give a fuck about MC Hammer's future would love to jump on that opportunity to get overpaid to dance. But if you went to them and said, look, you're not going to be getting shit, but look, you're going to have a dome house to live in. You're going to have some food to eat. Your basic needs are going to be met, but we're going to be busting our ass contributing to this community to get it off of the ground.
Right.
So that's what I'm putting on the table.
And you got to show up at least 3 days a week for communal meditation. At least 3 days a week. That's all I ask.
How long are the sessions?
Well, they're going to start short. They'll start at like 10 minutes, but we got to have a 10-minute meditation. Yeah, 10-minute meditation, man, and then a reflection period.
I'll come to whatever reflection, meditation. As long as I got the weed and the shrooms, I'll come 10 minutes, chill with y'all, listening to the music, doing little bowl spinnings.
Yeah, exactly.
How the sun is.
Exactly.
On,
all of that, all of those little things. But this is, I think that's very little to ask in order to keep a certain thing intact here. Something that, that we find being important to how we organize our cult, our compound. Other people, it might be a fucking, who knows? When it comes to people building compounds, a lot of crazy, might be some prima nocta popping up.
A lot of crazy things.
A lot of crazy shit.
But it won't be on our compound.
Not on ours.
Listen, but it's a nice trade-off. Look, I gotta grow some crops. I gotta devote some time to the hemp factory, and I've got to show up for maybe about 2 hours a week worth of calibration sessions to make sure we're on the same spiritual page and purpose. That sounds like a great alternative to living in a cave where I'm likely going to be raped and or murdered by strangers.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That sounds like a better alternative. That's all you're asking, and I don't have to get raped and murdered by strangers? No. Sign me up.
Yeah, seems pretty easy. And like I said, and we're going to be watching the footage of everybody else's compounds too. So if they're doing something that we dig, we say, you know what, let's switch this around. I like what they did over there. Let's try that out over here. Everybody's transparent as they want to be. If you got some shit you don't want to show people, go for it. I'm a big proponent of freedom here. Do whatever you want to do. But it is in your best interest to share some of it at least so people can, if you think your model is that good, then why would you hide the principles that could help other people build similar models and stop the overall conflict? Not that it would ever completely stop. Like, I understand this is the third dimension. It's for conflict and absurdity. That's what happens here. That's the fabric of this dimension. I get it. But
right now, enlightened people who aren't got fuck you money have no alternatives.
Right.
That's really what it's about, to make an opportunity for as many people as possible that are enlightened and have no other way out to have an alternative.
Right.
It's through these intentional communities. And I don't give a fuck if you take the blueprint and do it completely disassociated with us completely.
Go for it.
You know you got the blueprint from us. We don't have to fight about it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you're doing it. I'm glad you're creating an opportunity in your section, on your neck of the woods, where there's an alternative to this current fucking clown world madness that we're all being forced to live under.
Listen, I ain't mad. I'm going to be using my mind brothel properly. I'm not going to be poking my head out to complain about how you use your mind brothel. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the best signifiers of whether or not you're using your rabbit hole properly. If you're poking your head out to say, oh, those people over there are stupid and not, I think you're using it wrong. I think you're using it wrong. You should be deeper into your own rather than complaining about everybody else's. And that's what we're going to be doing, leading by example. So as soon as the price drops on this 20, 30 acre property, y'all going to see it go into full swing. This is the only plan. This is the only, this is the big picture for me. Like I feel it. I understand how important it is for us and for other people who are watching and listening. And this is it for me. That's what I see, and this is what I'm working towards. Everything that I'm doing is working towards that end. And I think this is the way the world, on a larger scale, especially in this country, I think more and more people are going to come to that realization. Because, I mean, what else are you going to do? Just stay there in the middle of the bullshit and fuckery and argue about it? Not me, buddy. Not me. Sorry. I'm out. And then when we do get escape pod money, maybe we'll come crop dust some hot Cheetos off on your block. But other than that, we keep it to ourselves, bro. We keep it to ourselves. Nothing else really matters. And, you know, my ability and willingness to perform philanthropy is still up for grabs. We don't know how that's going to be yet. I don't know if my mind's going to change when I reach a certain tax bracket. But I'm willing to test myself to see. As of right now,
test it out.
Yeah, I want to test it out. I want to see what happens.
Nah, I'm committing right here and right now. When we get that escape pod money, if nobody else wants to do it, I will drive the hot Cheeto crop duster. I want it to be like the ice cream man. There's going to be some sort of music that blares out associated with it, so we can engineer that Pavlovian response and just start spraying hot Cheetos all over the hood and posting it on Facebook and virtue signaling the shit out of this cult. Look, who else brought you hot Cheetos?
Nobody.
Joshua tried. You terrified him. He's never coming back. We got an armored Brinks truck that we reappropriated into a Cheeto crop duster. You're welcome.
You can't beat it.
You're welcome, humanity.
You can't beat it. And if you can, show me. Show me. I got some music for you, though. I know exactly what we're going to be playing while I enter from the hot Cheeto truck. They already know this music anyway. It'll trigger something deep in the spirits of the people.
Come on, chillin'. Want to cut a watermelon? Yeah, you George Washington, Henry Clay, Abraham Lincoln, Woodrow Wilson Jackson. You them Thompson niggas, quit rolling them bones and come here and get your ice cream.
Quit rolling them bones.
Yes, ice cream. Colored man's ice cream. Watermelon.
Colored man's ice cream.
Colored man ice cream.
There it is.
Well, I went down to compare the other.
Yeah, that's it. You play that out the back of the truck, everybody's going to come running, bro.
My mom had a conversation with me. She was like, isn't that the great calling yourself ice cream? I'm like, we didn't choose none of these names.
Listen, it definitely needs to be an armored Brinks truck. So I'm driving through the hood, playing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna, and when it's like one of those heist movies. When you open it back, you just be wearing like a bungee cord with a chest rig on it, so you don't fall out. Because we ain't slowing down. You just gotta open the back doors.
No. There's no doors opening. There's a chowder chute out the back.
Just shooting Cheetos.
That's just crop dusting. It's shooting out the hot Cheetos. That's it.
Oh gosh, I love
We're
it.
not making no stops.
I'm gonna have to mid-journey that for today. But yeah, we
gotta
do
leave it there.
Yeah, it's coming. It's
giving
coming.
away too many secrets.
Yeah, we've done the Lord's work. We can wrap this up.
We did.
Absolutely.
We're good.
And yeah,
I'm gonna put the soapbox up.
Yeah, pack it all in. We've done enough. And if anybody thinks there's a better way, of course, like I said, we're always open for guests. We're always open for some pushback on these ideas. And just, respectfully, shoot us a message if you think you got something you can teach us or curb us from our wicked ways of chowder chutes and hot Cheeto trucks. Please come on the show and state your case. This whole thing is about us improving through the fractal. So get in here, state your case, and show us how we can improve our lofty ideas about intentional community. I'm down. I'm down to listen. Well, other than that, I appreciate you, brothers, for always making time for this endeavor here. This is the Lord's work, indeed, the greatest think tank ever assembled, without question. And I'm sure we'll be talking soon. You brothers enjoy the rest of the evening.
Small men are women. Let it be so. It is in the compendium, Dola.
Facts. I have no argument.
This is the way.
Y'all take it easy, man.
Peace.
Metaphysics is going to have to be the quote-unquote religion of tomorrow. If it isn't, you're fucked. Totally and absolutely.